So the PFIPC DG have been arrested. You see, I warned him. When we're talking on the phone, I warned him. I told him something. I said, it is better for you to take yourself to the police than for these people to catch you first. Because if they catch you first, it will be hard for you to be granted bail. But if you take yourself there, it could be very, very easy for this matter, right? Now, what is the matter all about? This PFIPC DG came out a few weeks ago. I think Femi Baja, the President Chief of Staff, spoke against the agency, that he does not know anything about the agency. Then the PFIPC guy came out to say he paid 400 million naira to Femi Baja so that they can establish that agency and make him the DG, right? Not just that, he went further to say, okay, if the government, because the government said the agency is fake, he said, if this agency is fake, how did it find its way into the national budget? And that is where the whole Nigerians have been, right? Now, the whole thing was going on, and then I had an opportunity to talk to this guy. Then I asked him a question, right? Because me, I know they follow Nigerians and their sentimental bullshit. You know, Nigerians are very, very sentimental. And because of the APC regime, they believe that anything you say about a person, so long the person is associated with APC, that means the person is guilty. But then again, you people don't know that by doing that, you are actually enabling corruption. And if the person where you want accused no really dey guilty, the person where actually dey guilty go run, he go hide, because we don't already get to our own suspect. So the real suspect go hide. That is why we don't belong to that school of thought we don't belong to. Anyways, I asked the guy a question direct. I said, bro, have you ever seen Femi Bajabiamila? He said no, he has never met him. This is somebody that you have claimed that you gave 400 million naira to, right? Then again, I went on to say, okay, since you have never met him, have you ever spoken with Femi Bajabiamila on the phone? He said yes. I said, did you speak with him on a video call? He said no. I said, so there's a high chance that it was not Femi Baja that you were speaking to. He said yes, that he cannot rule that out. Now, this guy can be saying the truth. Femi Baja, that is saying he does not know this guy, can be saying the truth. The both of them can be innocent, especially in a case like this. The both of them can be innocent. Do you know why I believe that Baja in this matter can be innocent? Two things. We will deal with fact. First things first, this guy said I've never met Baja before. And he's not sure he was speaking with Baja on the phone. Right? The only thing now where they made me say, no be Baja this guy talked to, is because Baja had previously written a petition against these people. And he wrote the petition around November, December 2025. Right? Why did they write that petition? Based on my own research, apparently, this agency, PFIPC, they wrote a message to the US Embassy that they wanted visas for some of their staff. The US Embassy now wrote a message to the presidency that some persons under your government want visa. Should we approve? Now where the thing cast. This is where everything first bursts. This is the genesis of the busting. So when they reach out to them, they now said, we don't know this agency. Oh yeah, police investigate. Do you understand? That was when police started investigating him. Now, when police invited him, police detained him for 23 days. In that 20-something days that he was in the prison, that he was in the custody of the police, that was when his agency appeared in the national budget. Are you understanding? That was when they appeared in the national budget. Why this guy still in custody? Meaning that there's somebody moving his file. There's somebody moving the agency's file. This have automatically now don't come up Baja first, because Baja now write the petition where make them arrest him, saying I don't know this guy. So of all of this, Baja don't come out now because now you write petition. Do you understand? That's why I say two truths can exist here. It's possible that somebody was collecting that money and saying it was Baja. But then again, who was the person that collected this money? The person don't buy. They say the person buy for fire. Now, this guy, I asked him some questions. How about the phones that you were using, the phone? that you were using to communicate with this person so that you can get evidence from that phone. He said that he was on his way to Suleja, Abi to Kogi. Then he was attacked by gunmen. And they shot his car, he ran away, he forgot his phone, and they took his phone. Meaning, witness none, evidence none. But then again, this guy, how did this agency come about? Meaning, say something somewhere they go on. Now, if you want to know the answer to this question, you should not go to Baja. You should go straight to all the people that work in the budgeting office. That's where you should go to first. How did it? That's where you trace from. But then again, I heard they arrested 2 women. And these 2 women said some things. Those things that the 2 women said, me now, I called the guy, I said, bro, I heard so, alpha. The response he gave to me, I said, And that's why yesterday they tell me on my future, say, man, he be like say Baja being innocent. But Baja being innocent, no me say this government, some people in the government hand no day. Because to me, this guy don't commit crime. But then again, there are some people that are high ranked in Tinubu's government that enabled this crime. Not just this crime. If they are able to enable this type of crime, when they set up a whole office, they put their budgets in the national budget and they are expecting a lot of funds. Meaning that these same people that helped this guy to do this thing, that they have done it for different people. Meaning that these people that help him put his agency in the national budget have been putting other budgets in the national budget. And they need to look for that. But you see what Nigerians are doing now, we make us not be able to find this corruption. And that's my problem. Sentiment. A lot of you don't believe, okay, Baja, they work for APC. Right? That's what you believe, Baja, they work for APC. So if they say Nahim. But then again, when you are putting Baja on the spot, you are saying it must be Baja because a lot of you are praying that it must be Baja. I understand the sentiment. APC is bad news. You want it to be Baja by force. But by putting Baja by force, you are giving a room for escape for some of the suspects or some of the people that actually coordinately committed this crime. Do you understand? Now, who are you doing a favor? To you, if you say, okay, you use until they do APC, right? Or you use until they do the present government. But you have forgotten that Baja go leave office because Baja cannot outlive Nigeria. Nigeria will outlive Baja. Tinubu go leave office tomorrow. But which country will suffer that corruption? Because it's a system. And if you give them space to grow, it go grow, it go give birth. And in Nigeria, it will come be continuous thing, where some people will put in agencies inside the budget. That is why this particular matter is bigger than Baja and bigger than the sentiment you have. It is about the country now. And this is what I'm trying to make you understand. The fact that you have somebody you don't like, and they put the person's name in a particular place, and you feel like this is an opportunity to hit the person, whether the person is innocent or not, it is wrong. I'll give you an instance. Let's go back to the Naira Marley's case. Justice for Mohbad. Naira Marley was arrested. Yes, we don't get justice. Immediately Naira Marley was released. The justice for Mohbad, the tempo died down. You know why? Because a lot of people, the justice that they wanted was for Naira Marley to be sentenced to life imprisonment or for Naira Marley to go to prison and never return. But immediately Naira Marley was granted bail and look at Naira Marley is innocent. The justice, they don't want that justice anymore because they never ever wanted justice. They just wanted Naira Marley to go down. So a lot of people that were spearheading that justice then, it was about Naira Marley going down and not justice. And since then, immediately they released him, everything just went down. Until today, the person has not gotten justice. So this is the problem when you use sentiment to approach some things that you need to use brain. You see? So that's why in this case now, the one way make Baja innocent to me is the fact that Baja had written a petition to get him arrested, to say, come, I don't know this person. Do you understand? Now, I want to answer that question again. Because this is a question I asked the guy on the phone. I said, listen to me. He said, what? I said, do you know that Baja, chief of staff of the president, is, you can actually call him the president as well. That's like who you need to access to get to the president. Do you think that if Baja wants to do wrongs, and I'm asking the whole Nigeria now, do you think if Femi Baja won't do wrongs, now 400 million naira, even if Baja is corrupt, Well, I don't think so. These niggas are corrupt. 400 million! Even the 20-something billion, when they talk say Baja, when they say Baja, say make you give them 48%, I mean something percent. That money in dollars is how much? If these people want to steal, they steal these things you will never know. So let's also think. If Baja won't really do them, she have 400 million. Do you understand? So there are some persons that are in collaboration that puts that in the budget. So now we want to know who puts that in the budget. That being said, this particular guy, it will not be nice. This is an appeal to the government because I was the person that, I don't like the fact that people said you arrested him. I was one of the person that encouraged him to come out. If that guy didn't want to come out, nobody phone on a track. He would have just switched off his phone. The guy actually wanted to come out to help. He wanted to come out to help the government to uncover whatever thing that is happening. So when I don't think I say arrest him, I don't like that part. But yeah, we want to know the truth. How did he get into the budget? Do you understand? Yes. And to be honest, Nigerians, like I said, don't let sentiments to becloud your judgment, right? We want to know the truth. I know, yeah, there's politics there. That's why me and Okuku, they like associate myself with politics. Because once you don't start sentiment, and sometimes you see blue, you call it black. I am not convinced that Femi Baja has a hand in this one. Maybe another one. But you see, in this one, it doesn't make sense to me that the President Chief of Staff collected 400 million naira too. Man, these people will get access to big bread. It just, maybe, but I need 400 million, somewhere like Wiki. All these, there are some governors that want a one-on-one with the president. He can always say, if he wants the president, Mona give me 2 billion. Don't give him. Don't think about that. But anyways, now politics, everybody they do. And now politics now you do. That's why, like I said, I'm not partisan. I'm not doing all these things. We want to know the truth. So who are the people that put it in the budget? And how many other agencies have been put into the Nigerian budget? That is what we want to know. It's important. Peace and love, don't pray. People are going on, I will learn the hard way. Kisses.